Well, hey, mamas. Hello, hello. Let's talk about the second agreement, the second contract that you and your teens need to discuss, need to put into place very, very soon. Today's focus is all about screen time, okay? All about technology, about gaming, phones, all of that. We need to know the whens, the wheres, the whos, the how oftens, like all of that. You and your teens need to decide, discuss, come to an agreement on very, very soon. All right, that's going to make your life this semester, this entire school year so much easier. So let me know on a scale of like 1 to 6, with 1 being like it's a nightmare and 6 being we got everything figured out, everyone's on the same page. Where are we at when it comes to screen time and limits and agreements and rules at home? Are you at a 1 where everything's just a nightmare, or a 6, things are going really smoothly? Let me know down below. And then also, do know at the end of the video, highly recommend that you grab my free homework buster that's available at the link in the description. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. So let's start with the where here. Okay, when we're talking about screens, and this is video game consoles, this is the phones, this is computers, you as a mama have to decide where can that phone, where can that device be used. Now remember that you are the model here. Okay, so mamas, if you are using your phone at home, at the dinner table, your kids are going to want to do the same thing. If you take your phone to your room and your kids know you're scrolling really late at night, your kids are going to think that's okay. So definitely be very real with the where. Okay, if phones aren't allowed in the room, phones are not allowed in the room. Okay, if they're not allowed at the dinner table, they're not allowed at the dinner table. So definitely think about the where and have a discussion with your teens. Is there a valid reason they need their phones with them in their rooms at night? Is there a valid reason that they actually need to have them with them on their person and not in their backpacks in class? Okay, like have those discussions, because something you don't want to deal with at home is the nagging, the complaining, the yelling, the frustrations about the rule breaking when it's the phones with the technology. But you also, depending on your child's school, don't want to be getting constant emails or calls or texts and, come pick up your child's phone because he couldn't stay off of it in class, or, breaking rules. We're going to have some problems. We're going to have, I'm having a brain fart on what the word is, but detention, there we go, for being on the wrong website in class. Okay, like all of these things can happen. So we got to have these discussions, figure it out with your teens. Okay, as your children get older, you've got to include them in these discussions, because mamas, it's going to make your life much easier if you have a discussion with your middle school, your high school, your college kiddo that's living at home. And if you guys can all kind of talk about, okay, this is why I feel this way, this is what I think, and it's less of you saying, okay, I'm mom, I decide, you do what I tell you. It's not going to go as well as if you actually have like a family meeting and discuss it. Okay, so not only the wheres, but then also think about the whens. Okay, we talked about dinner, we talked about in class, we talked about after class, but then also think about bedtime. Okay, like is there a certain time when the phones have to be put somewhere specific? Is it like outside the bedroom at this time, they're plugged in, they're sitting there, or like, as soon as dinner starts, we're done with phones for the night. Like, what is that time? Okay, and it can be day specific, it can be event specific. You just, again, something to decide as a family now, the start of the school year instead of later in the semester. Okay, so one more thought to share with you here before I do. I just want to say thanks for watching here on Facebook, thanks for watching on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't followed the Ace Cookie Tutoring channels, be sure to do so, because there'll be more videos coming your way this week all about those agreements, those things to have in place, those kind of contracts that you need to have decided with your teens to make the school year easier for you. For those of you who are like, who am I listening to? I'm just kind of scrolling. Well, I am Jessyka Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. I am a study skills tutor who teaches teens how to learn through study skills, and figuring out how not to be distracted by phones and screens. Definitely something I teach teens. So last thing here, We talked about the wheres, the whens, the whos, and that you're the model mama. But also think about, okay, if I take away my teen's phone, we decide we're not going to do phones at dinner, or, phones are only allowed up until this time of night. Okay, well, if we decide phones are no-go after 7, your teen is not ready to go to bed at 7 anymore like he was when he was, a lot younger in elementary school. So what are you going to do as a family instead of being on screens, being on phones? So again, that could be something that goes in the contract, okay? The times, the places, the who's, but then deciding, okay, what are some of those like things that you really want to do, or what are some of those things we want to do as a family, okay? And again, your teen's going to be much more willing to do that thing if he gets a say. If your child decides, hey, I really want to go spend time with friends once a week, and you guys agree to that based on, we talked about, the homework thing yesterday, or maybe we decide, every night, or excuse me, once a week, we're going to have family movie night. That's going to be kind of a screen that we're going to break the rule after time, but it's a family movie, see? So lots and lots of things to think about, but definitely do know lots of templates out there again for screen time. Definitely could point you in the direction. Happy to create one as well. But just know we don't want you to come up with the rules, mamas, and just have your teens go with them, because that compliance only goes so far. We need that buy-in. We need that motivation. We need their interests as well. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember that Homework Buster is waiting for you at the link in the description. Click on that, provide your name, provide your email, so you can get 5 tips to bust through your teens' homework rejections. Learn why your teens really don't like homework. Learn what's really going on when they say it's boring or it's too hard. Okay, it does come down to those study skills, but learn more, get some interactive activities, kind of start the process of not having to nag, not having to fight about homework with that Homework Buster. Thank you so much. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.